We are counting down the top 10 DSFL players to ever play in this season.
Passes out to the left. It's a pick!
Everywhere from 1,000-yard rushers to 4,000-yard throwers, there were some players that stood out against the rest of the competition, showcasing their skills on the gridiron, claiming themselves as the greatest players of all time.
Is he going to score? That's a touchdown!
The DSFL 2 is a contest between the greatest players of every single NFL franchise. So what you can expect is that every player on this list is at least a Hall of Famer and has contributed big time to their team's success. Who is the greatest DSFL 2 player of all time? The countdown starts right now. The number 10 greatest player in the DSFL 2, Joe Montana. Throughout the regular season, Joe Montana dominated the DSFL, having the highest passer rating and a 63% completion rate.
That's one of those great throws where the receiver was covered, but he threw it to a spot, and the timing was perfect for the touchdown.
San Francisco ranks 4th in the NFL in total offense, including having the most wins in the NFC, thanks in large part to Joe Montana.
Passes it short. He's open in the end zone. Touchdown!
There's a current quarterback that's being compared to the one great one I'll be talking about. Some guy from New England named Tom Brady gets compared to a legend like number 16, Joe Cool, 4 rings, and is on one of the best teams of all time. Or should I say, the best dynasty of all time.
Montana's defining moment was in Week 7 when the Niners traveled to Detroit to take on the Lions. The Lions were the first and only team to figure out the Niners' complex passing offense.
He's in trouble, and he can't hold on to the ball.
A sloppy 4 quarters led to a 10-all tie in Detroit.
The offense is now looking at 3rd and 5.
During the waning seconds of overtime, Joe Montana led his Niners to a game-winning drive to keep their undefeated streak alive.
Throws it deep, left side. Is he going to score? It's a touchdown, and they'll get the score to end it in overtime.
Montana's Niners are playoff bound, due in large part to gutsy wins like this, and now are favorites to being the team representing the NFC in the Dream Bowl. The number 9 greatest player in the DSFL 2, Michael Strahan.
Defensive pressure, it's a fumble. It's picked up to the 10. Touchdown, Giants.
Defensive end Michael Strahan is the premier sack specialist for his football team. The higher the stakes and the greater the competition, the better he performs. He has 10.5 sacks so far in the DSFL and looks to continue to apply constant pressure on the quarterback.
He gets the sack and the offensive lineman didn't have much of a chance.
This pass rusher is the main reason why the Giants lead the NFL in sacks. Many players in the DSFL were worthy of a top 10 ranking, including running back Barry Sanders.
Barry was definitely our best player. In half a season, he got 620 yards, 5.2 yards per carry, 5 touchdowns. However, when he got hurt, the Lions were not the same team.
The 49ers' own Jerry Rice came into his own during the second half of the season. His 9 receiving TDs made him a home run hitter in the National Football League, but another big play threat from the Bay Area made it to number 8 on the countdown. The number 8 greatest player in the DSFL 2, Lester Hayes.
Searching for an open man. It's picked!
With 6 interceptions on the season, cornerback Lester Hayes was highly regarded as one of the best covermen in the NFL.
It was in my first season, and it was Coach John Madden. He planted a seed in me. He's telling me, Chris, this. He said, son, you can play, of course, bump and run. And Coach Madden is planting a seed in my mind. He keeps telling me. He says, son, play bump and run, and you can do it. You can do something.
Lester Hayes was also an extremely aggressive cornerback. For him, the play just started with the ball in his hands. He defined Raider football. In the DSFL, Hayes was regarded as one of the most dangerous men with a football in his hands. He leads the league with 3 return touchdowns. The number 7 greatest player in the DSFL 2, Jim Brown.
Faster than a speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive. The pro game in the pop age had a number of superstars, but only one Superman, and he was Jim Brown.
Jim Brown was one of the most dangerous running backs in the NFL.
And when you can run the ball for first downs, it sets up the play action. Now look for this team to be able to mix it up, and that can be so tough on the defense.
Brown was the first running back to reach 1,000 yards rushing. He also topped it off with 400 receiving yards. For a team that lost early and often and had no chance for the playoffs, Jim Brown was one of the few signs of life for this ball club and carried the Browns to the top rushing attack in the National Football League. Jim Brown was the epitome of greatness, a selfless running back that will always be a Cleveland Brown.
That was some great running there. Knew exactly where to go, which hold a hit, when to make his move, turned it on. Just a very natural runner.
Plenty of DSFL players were deserving of making it into the top 10 countdown. As the countdown continues, here's the list so far. Number 10, aka Joe Cool, quarterback Joe Montana. Number 9, the premier Giants pass rusher Michael Strahan. Number 8, dangerous cornerback and return man Lester Hayes. Number 7, running back Jim Brown.
Not a big name in the NFL, even though he's a Hall of Famer over there, but he's going to be one of the biggest names in the DSFL.
The next player revealed on this list is a Bear that was part of the Dream Bowl 1. The number 6 player in the DSFL 2, Walter Payton.
He's got get away from the cop speed!
Walter Payton, also known as Sweetness, was not only a terrific runner, he is one of the most complete running backs of all time. Payton is the only player in the DSFL who averages more than 6 yards per carry, as he seemingly always would bounce off the first tackle fighting for extra yardage. His signature performance was in Week 2 as he combined for over 175 total yards of offense.
That was some great running there. Knew exactly where to go, which hold a hit, when to make his move, turned it on. Just a very natural runner.
In the second half, the running back turned into a force as his tough runs and his breakout performance earned him Player of the Week honors in the DSFL. Sweetness is as tough and hard-nosed as they come and was one of the greatest running backs in the history of the NFL. Thank you for watching and stay tuned to numbers 5 through 1 of the DSFL countdown as we reveal the greatest 10 DSFL players of all time.